Mohon untuk semua partisipan mikrofonnya ya, supaya kondisinya lebih kondusif. Terima kasih. Nah, halo, bisa mute semuanya. Nah, sebelum memulai aku akan menjelaskan sedikit ya tentang gimana webinar ini akan berlangsung. First point, we will invite our amazing speaker, representative of GREENducation Philippines. Therefore, we will have the webinar within two languages, English and Indo. The second one, we have several sessions to answer questions that come directly from you all through comment section. Jadi, kalau kalian ada hal yang ingin ditanyakan mengenai topik seminar ini, kalian sangat diperbolehkan untuk menuliskan pertanyaannya di kolom komentar, baik melalui kolom komentar Google Meet ataupun YouTube. Dan nanti akan ada kesempatan bagi yang melontarkan pertanyaan terbaik untuk menanyakan langsung ke narasumbernya. Dan terakhir, mengenai link sertifikat internasional, kita akan publish di tengah webinar ini berlangsung dan akan hanya valid sampai 1 jam setelah webinar ini selesai. Dan yang kami harapkan, kalian tidak hanya berfokus pada link sertifikat, tapi juga memberikan atensi penuh untuk isi seminar kali ini. Sekian penjelasannya. Let's jump right into the webinar. I will introduce to you our amazing speaker. She is General Director of GREENducation Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. Please welcome Sharmaine Lizada.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible now?
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, Joanne. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Sorry for the trouble earlier. Okay, thank you, everyone. I'll share my screen now. Okay. Okay, so I'll be discussing about GREENducation Philippines. Okay, thank you. Can anyone hear me still? Okay, because I'm not seeing anyone now because my screen is already shared to all. Okay, so I'll just proceed with my lecture for the next couple of 30 minutes or so. All right. Hi again. So thank you for this opportunity to collaborate with GREENducation Philippines with Thirst Project Indonesia and Elevate the Future. By the way, my name is GREENducator Shah. I am the Director General of GREENducation Philippines. I actually adopted the word, the tagline, Green Wanderer of GREENducation Philippines. So I am an outdoor enthusiast, sustainability advocate, and I'm currently a student pursuing Masters in Philippine Studies, major in development, in University of the Philippines Asian Center. I actually went to Universitas Indonesia last semester for ASEAN United Students Week. It's about sustainable development, a multidisciplinary approach. So thank you once again. It's really great to be with the young people of Indonesia. Okay. So for this presentation, I don't know if you can hear me loud and clear because right now the rain just started to pour. Can you hear me okay? Can I get a yes from that? Should I continue? Okay, all right. I have to switch, sorry. Okay. I can hear myself actually because it's still raining. Sorry about that. Okay, I'll just go on with the flow. Okay, I titled this presentation, Engaging the Youth in Environmental Education. So when we say education, it is not confined on the four walls of classroom. So this is me this was me. One of my environmental learning sessions. It's actually under the bridge. It's a coastal community, and I engage not just young people, but very, very young people, the kids, about combating plastic pollution. So now, there are three main objectives of this presentation. Number one is to introduce our organization, GREENducation Philippines. Basically, we are youth-led and youth-focused environmental advocacy. Secondly, I wish to inspire everyone to take actions about the environment. And thirdly, to share some insights about the relevance of the young people like you and me in pursuing the environmental sustainability. So these are the three focus of my presentation. All right, I'll just start. So firstly, introducing the green movement. So in GREENducation Philippines, we adopted the tagline, educating through greener actions. Basically, we are young people from diverse backgrounds. So I am a social scientist. So I have with me fellow youth advocates. Some are doctors, some are engineers, some are accountants. So all from all diverse backgrounds. Our story is that um, our department aims to strengthen the vital role of the youth in nation building and in promoting environmental awareness. So we started on a program launch. GREENducation started as a program coinciding the celebration of Philippine Environment Month. So Philippine Environment Month is celebrated every June of the year. So DNR launches GREENducation. DNR is the primary government agency in the Philippines responsible for the conservation, management, development, and proper use of the country's environment and natural resources.
Hello, Sharmaine. We can't hear you because you mute your microphone. Someone mute your microphone. Can you turn the microphone on?
Hello?
Yeah, we already can hear you.
I wasn't
Thank you.
able. Okay, so should I start all over? Will it be okay? Will it be okay with everyone? I'll start.
Someone mute your microphones.
Oh,
Dimohon
since
untuk
when did I?
jangan mematikan mikrofon pembicara ya. Terima kasih.
Okay, should I start all over again?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. It's no problem, but hopefully you can hear me because the rain started pouring on my side. Is my audio okay? Yeah, should I proceed? Okay. So please don't turn off my microphone because I'm sharing my screen so I can actually so I can actually see everyone. Okay. It's okay that I have to start over. So can you see my screen? Okay. Okay. I would just like to make sure that, okay. So please, again, don't mute my mic because I can see everyone because I'm focused on the presentation. All right then. Once again, hi everyone. I am Sharmaine, Lizada from GREENducation Philippines. Thank you once more for this collaboration in partnership with THIRST Project Indonesia and Elevate the Future. So we are GREENducation Philippines. So again, hi. I don't know if I already introduced myself earlier. I don't know how long have my mic was muted earlier. So I am GREENducator siya. Na masaya siya. Actually, I attended one semester in Universitas Indonesia. So I explored some parts of Jakarta and Jogja. But I think I have yet to explore more of Indonesia and also to brush off my Bahasa. So pardon, but I have to speak in English for the entire session. All right? So yes, I'm the Director General of GREENducation Philippines. I am a social scientist. I am also an outdoor enthusiast and sustainability advocate. Currently, saya mahasiswa. I am a student pursuing Masters in Philippine Studies, major in development. I'm studying in University of the Philippines Asian Center. So hi everyone. Hopefully everyone's safe. So I titled my presentation as Engaging the Youth in Environmental Education. Okay, so this when we say education, it is not confined on the four walls of classroom. So actually, this photo of me was when I conducted environmental session under the bridge with the young people, not just young people, but very, very young people. So the kids. So this is a coastal community. I talk about plastic pollution. So this was held under the bridge. So outside actually the confines of the hall. So there are three main objectives in this presentation. Number one is to green produce, meaning to introduce what is GREENducation Philippines, who we are, what we do, and secondly, to inspire everyone to pursue meaningful actions for environmental sustainability. And thirdly, to share my green sides about the relevance of the young people like you, like me, in pursuing and pushing forward a sustainable development. Okay. So hi, this is GREENducation Philippines, our green movement. So our tagline basically is to educate through greener actions. So we are composed of diverse individuals from different backgrounds. So as I mentioned earlier, I am a social scientist. I have with me some fellows, engineers, medical doctors, accountant, chemist, artist, and the like. So we are from very diverse backgrounds. So our story is from coming from the goal of the government to strengthen the vital role of the youth in nation building and in promoting environmental awareness. So in 2017, the ENR launches GREENducation. So our GREENducation was launched as a program coinciding the celebration of Philippine Environment Month. So this is celebrated every June of the year. So we just had our celebration last month. So the ENR is the primary government agency in the Philippines responsible for the conservation, management, development, and proper use of the country's environment and natural resources. So this is their logo. Yeah. And one of the mandates is what we call the Republic Act 9512. So it's about the National Environmental Awareness and Education Act of 2008. We are also formulating projects and programs alongside the ASEAN Environmental Education Action Plan for Sustainable Development. So in 2018, you can see that the National Environmental Education Action Plan was for 2018 to 2040. So 10-year or the 10th anniversary of the Republic Act 9512, there was this instituted the National Environmental Education Action Plan. So 2018 was when the search for GREENducators started. So that was me. Yeah. Along with, we are 30 GREENducators at that time. So why 30? Later I will talk about 30, the relevance of 30. So the search for GREENducators started in 2018. So our mission is what I said earlier is the mandates of ENR, particularly RA 9512 about awareness and environmental education. So aside from it, there are Republic Acts and other laws such as clean air, clean water, solid waste management, environmental impact assessment, hazardous waste, and about climate disaster resilience, and many more. All right. So in 2019, we expanded our network. The statistics is updated just November 2019, but at present, our page in Facebook though, so our page is about 20,000, but we engage more than hundreds of youth organizations, schools, universities, government agencies, local government units, private business, civil society, media, local communities in the past 2 years. So our advocacy, we utilize this particular three-pronged strategy. We call awareness, action, and collaboration. So awareness, we instill the relevance of environmental sustainability among the Filipino youth through engagement and capacity building. Action, we inspire the youth and the general public towards active involvement in environmental stewardship on individual, community, institutional, and national level. Thirdly, we create a strong network of Filipino youth leaders dedicated in protection, conservation, and advocacy on the environment. So, for the past years, we launched several learning events. This is a design thinking workshop. This is what we call upcycling, and also organic painting. Also, we produce as reference materials. These are available in our Facebook page so far. Actually, I'm not accustomed with Instagram yet, but hopefully this 2020, we can launch various environmental education platforms on other platforms such as Instagram and the like. Okay. So we have lots of campaigns and publicity. This one is my favorite, the reusable campaign. So actually, this is Kobe, one of the son of one of the educators. Also, we have art for the environment. So we conduct upcycling, painting, of course, spoken poetry, and the like. We also have contests and games, how to win, enviro quiz bee, something like that, media testing as well, radio, TV, all network. Also, we conduct cleanups and tree growing activity. This one is in Manila Bay, and this one is in Arroceros Forest Park, also nearby within Metro Manila. Also, we launch community engagements. These are provinces outside the national capital region. This one is in Bataan in Occidental Mindoro. And of course, if you heard about the Youth Strike for Climate, so Philippines also. This is Jeff, one of our green educators as well, and he is the co-convener of Youth Strike for Climate Philippines. Also, we support and we send out green educators in various delegations, so such as in Thailand, in Indonesia. Also, this one, my favorite, is the Conference of Youth in the Philippines. And also peer mentorship. So we engage more and more young people in the movement. So our aspiration is to create a generation zero. A generation with zero emission, zero waste, zero excuses, and zero time to waste. So green education is about empowering the Filipino youth for environmental education and green networking. So basically what we say is that the environment needs advocates. And from that standpoint, the young people like me, like you, are responding to these challenges. Second objective, our why, the environment. So when we look at our society now, it is always fast-paced. There are lots of development, there are lots of infrastructure building, so more, and the deforestation rate is really rampant. Anthropocene. This is the era, how the current era is being described. Anthro means people. So as people, we tend to shape our environment to our own liking. Specifically this pandemic, we neglect the wildlife, we neglect the natural environment, all for the sake of relentless development. And of course, plastic pollution. As according to McKinsey Business for Environment, the Philippines is ranked third, and I think Indonesia ranked second, well, next to single-use plastic. So the plastic pollution is right at our very doors, home steps, and it is gravely affecting our planet. And aside from the health crisis, we are in a climate emergency. That's why we see young people in the news, not just from the Philippines, not just from Indonesia, not just from Southeast Asia, but all around the globe, are campaigning to declare the climate emergency. Because climate change is actually the foremost environmental challenge of our generation. And right now, so this statistics was lifted June 30, mid-year, so ASEAN COVID-19 situation. Well, the current statistics from my country, I think also from your country, we are actually having the same predicament because the non-stop spread of this virus is still not controllable. And this pandemic, the time now being frozen, everyone is still pushing forward for this new normal. So the current crisis is also affecting us in one way or another. That is why, because of those environmental challenges, we are challenged as well to renovate. So what we do with environmental education? In 2017, I participated what we call now PH X ASEAN, wherein from the Philippines, we engage ASEAN youth leaders as well for the campaign Not on Our Watch. So it's now PH. 2018, National Conference of Youth, in celebration of National Day for Youth and Climate Action. So we launched now PH. It's not on our watch. It tackles about the climate crisis. So this is in partnership with National Youth Commission of the Philippines as well as the Climate Change Commission. And in here, we instituted what we call the 10 youth-led climate actions. So as we see in the news, there are lots of campaigns about climate actions. But climate action has many forms. It is not just about going on the street. It is about our every individual actions every day. That's why we formulated 10 youth-led climate actions such as consume responsibly, refuse single-use plastic, utilize rainwater, walk, bike, or carpool, leave no trace when traveling, practice urban gardening, grow a tree, promote renewable energy, foster environmental and energy consciousness, contribute and share eco data. So this was formulated in the National Conference of the Youth, meaning to say, yes, this is youth-led and these are doable climate actions. So in 2019, GREENducation Philippines had this lecture series called Get GREENducated. So it is also in celebration of the Climate Change Consciousness Week. We launched lots of lectures in partnership with National Youth Commission, Climate Change Commission, and we featured the youth-led climate actions. From 2020, because we are in the pandemic, all the plans were scrapped. And that's what, as I said earlier, the challenge for us is to renovate. As the director of GREENducation Philippines, I started this webinar called Youth in Climate Action sometime in April 11 for the celebration of Earth Day 2020 with the theme Climate Action. And on this initiative, I just want 50 delegates for this one, but then the turnout became 300. So I decided to rerun this webinar, still featuring the 10 youth-led climate action, and the total participants was more than 700. So for April, we have engaged thousands of Filipinos in the climate advocacy. That's why last month, June, is also Philippine Environment Month. So GREENducation started another webinar series we call Green O'Clock. So our tagline is for nature, for future. Tune in to GREENducation page every 4 p.m. So we allotted dedicated time. We call it Green O'Clock, wherein we discuss lots of dimensions of environmental advocacy. And we put it on thematic, on Awareness Week, Action Week, Collaboration Week. So the theme is about sustainability and spotlight, about greener living towards a better normal planet and partnership. Actually, you can still access it on our GREENducation page. I will send to everyone the playlist. You can watch it on your own. But sadly, we can't release a certificate for that. But the playlist, according to your own time frame, you can rewatch. And if you have questions, you can get in touch with me, actually. And summer quarantine. So as I said earlier, we are on the pandemic, so we stay at home for the past 3 months. So for me, one of the things that I did for the past 2 years is what we call eco bricking. So if you are familiar with the eco brick, it is a mindful exercise for us not to divert our plastics or our single-use plastics to the oceans, to the landfill. So I put those plastic scraps, I find it into thinner strips, then put it on liter of water. Then I put it as what you call it as alternative for the hollow block. And I made, well, this is for my family, so we made an altar about it. So it's about religion and environment, doing beating plastic pollution with that in mind. So it is one of my quarantines. Alongside it, we also launched in GREENducation several webinars, not just the Green O'Clock, but also module-based um, environmental education. So we call it still on awareness about greener citizenship and the Philippine environmental laws, action about greener climate and youth-led climate actions, and also about collaboration. So putting up greener communities through EBA, it's nature-based solution, ecosystem-based adaptation. So we just have this all the past month during June 2020. So those are our quarantines. So I piloted digital environmental education. So lastly, on the third part, so about green stealing, the relevance of youth and environmental advocacy. So as I mentioned earlier, GREENducation PH has two pillars, the environment and the youth. So now, post-2020 onwards, so people say we have to adapt not just the new, but a better normal. And since 2015, we have this mantra, what we call the sustainable development. So what is sustainable development essentially? According to the United Nations Brundtland Report in 2010, sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So post-2020, actually, according to SACS, the development should have a shared focus on economic, environmental, and social goals, which is the hallmark of sustainable development and represents a broad consensus on which the world can build. So basically, I shared this diagram to you because the current development discourse or the dominant paradigm when we say about development, it's always about the profit, it's always about the people. So without us knowing that we actually need that platform for us to stay, to survive, and to thrive. And that is our environment. So we keep pursuing all for profit, we keep pursuing human rights, but then environment and nature rights is also demanded for us to have that sustainable development. So SDGs are, yes, 17 global goals to end poverty, fight inequality and injustice, and to tackle climate change by 2020. So as we say, this is the world's concerted effort to establish sustainable development. So these are the 17 goals. I hope and I believe everyone is familiar. So in GREENducation Philippines, the focus also is SDG 13 about climate action, also SDG 14 life below water, and SDG 15 life on land. But these particular goals are actually also reliant on what we call SDG 12 about responsible consumption. Actually, we are also pushing sustainable lifestyle and pushing forward climate action, life below water, and life on land. Because what we do every day significantly impacts our environment as well. So these are the two pillars of GREENducation Philippines, of course, the environment and you, the young people. So in the Philippines, the youth are all those 30 years old below. So we have four youth 18 to 30. So we have youth and children, also young adults. I think for ASEAN, it is 35 years old and below. I'm not sure with the age requirement of Indonesia, but in the Philippines, we are engaging. That's why I mentioned earlier that GREENducation is a youth-led and youth-focused environmental advocacy. So we work with the young people. And if you see our page, so this is, I was then the head of Education and Research Committee on GREENducation Philippines, and I compiled 30 under 30. So 30 individuals below 30 years old pursuing the environmental advocacy. So we are saying that despite all the environmental challenges of our generation, the young people are there. The youth are actually responding to the needs of our environment. So you can take inspiration from these green-inspiring youth leaders pursuing environmental sustainability. So I put this month long feature. So every day we put one young people. So that's for 30 days. So you can look it up. Environment. It is available in our Facebook page. So to cut this session, actually, so our tagline is to greener action. So I believe you too, despite all the circumstance, you can do green doable solutions. So these are just some of my tips. So for the G, number one is to green yourself, green your home. Actually, like yesterday, so I have this. I told you earlier that we must pursue sustainable lifestyle. So every Sunday, though we are digital natives, right? So we can actually have this. I call it hashtag switch off Sunday. So every Sunday, I don't intend to charge my phone. So how do I do that? I wanted to minimize my energy consumption, so I unplug my appliances, and I also lessen my screen time. So you can also green your home by simply unplugging your appliances. You can conserve electricity. So there are lots of ways you can green your home, such as this one. Letter R for green is refuse waste. So I mentioned earlier about the plastic pollution, and if most of the time we are told that there are three R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. But before the three R's, there is actually one important R, that is refuse. So we can actually refuse waste, not just reduce, reuse, and recycle. So when we refuse single-use plastics, we are actually helping in combating what we call the plastic pollution. So before three R's, refuse. So that's R. Letter E, to end smoking, burning, and excessive emission. So because when I say about plastic pollution, so we have this throwaway culture. Once we consume something, just for 5 minutes, eating, say, bread, eating crackers, those wrapper will just throw it away. For example, I drink from plastic bottle. From that, then just 1 minute, 2 minutes, then I throw it away. But that particular plastic item can exist in our environment more than hundreds of years. So before we know, plastics or single-use plastics are piling up on our landfill. And there are those people who say, why not incinerate, or why not just burn the waste? So we are just putting back the waste into other form. We just transform it into another form, and that is air pollution as well. That's why I put this here, that not just the waste. We don't just need to refuse waste. We also need to refuse that thinking that we can actually burn the waste. So that's why I put here to end smoking, burning, and actually end air pollution as well. Also endorse clean energy. So these are all related since we are on the climate crisis, and most of our energy sources are coming from fossil fuels, which are all extracted from our environment. So as young people, we can say that we can endorse clean energy for us to have sustainable environment of the future. And lastly, this is one I believe, nurture a tree. So oftentimes it is kind of feel good advocacy to have that tree planting. But tree planting, we say, is just 20% of the work. 80% is about tree growing or tree nurturing. So we don't just put those seedlings just on the soil just to put it there. So we have to guard it and ensure that that particular tree grow. And that's why nurturing is also one of the advocacy that we are pushing. Actually, I mentioned earlier that I travel and I love to hike. So this is me on my spare time outside. Well, if I'm not working, if I'm not studying, so I do hiking. And we go to the mountain to reforest the mountain. Particularly, it's a nearby mountain in the Ipo watershed, a critical source of potable water in Metro Manila. So this seedlings this photo is actually on the mountain itself. So I do hike for the reforestation. So among the last slides, yes, you too. Actually, you can make your own green. So GREEN. So I presented my tips, but you can also make doable solutions because you can do simple and green action. So that ends my presentation. I hope that you, even Nisha outside the Philippines, you join the green revolution. So you can connect with us on Facebook, on Gmail, on Instagram, and also, lastly, uh, I don't I don't give everyone certificate, but if you have learned something, please accomplish this learning journal. Just be in bit.ly/green so I hope everyone will send their insights. You can screenshot this particular slide. Hopefully everyone will have share to me their insights and connect with me on Gmail and on Instagram. So that caps my session. Thank you very much, Terima kasih.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your very thoughtful knowledge. We will go ahead to the next session, which is Q&A. We take the questions that submitted by participants during registration. For the next session, we take it from the comment section. Make sure you write your questions on comment section. First question, why environmental education is important and what is the long-term effect if we implement the movement or if we do not implement this movement?
Okay. So as I said earlier, we have lots of environmental challenges. And as we see in GREENducation Philippines, not just us in the movement, but also other young people are also doing their own initiatives for the environment. And right this time, actually, so I was told that on the news, we can see that the earth is healing because the people are locked on their homes. We are not on business as usual track. But then, environmental education is important because our environment is still being deteriorated. So I just didn't present facts because I want everyone to know that we can actually adopt particular aspects of environment. For example, that's why I mentioned I just put on the slide my photo about the deforestation. So in my country, the deforestation rate is really alarming. So that's why because most of the forests are being converted to subdivision, to hometown. So if we pursue that particular concept of development, what else will be available for the wildlife? See, that's why we have this pandemic because not everyone is aware about the repercussions that the people being so manipulative, the people being so intrusive, the people being so not mindful about the environment, this is happening to us. So that's why environmental education is important, not just for the Philippines, but to entire world, and of course not just to the young people, but also to our to the government, to all sectors from individual and institutions, environmental education must be pursued as early as now, because essentially we, the young people, will be the next generation. So whatever we do currently, if we just stay apathetic, meaning we don't mind what is happening on our environment, that particular environment, that particular air pollution in the next years will be also the same air that we are about to inherit. That's why we are in GREENducation Philippines. We are saying that the young people should be engaged and should be a development partner in all the initiatives of the government, particularly in preserving and advancing environmental sustainability.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is, what are the kit that must be had to start?
What is the
Starter kit.
a starter kit? So I should have put my okay. Starter kit, you mean like material in itself?
Yes, the things that we need to have.
To have, okay. So if everyone, okay, okay, I have here with me, how can I see myself? Okay, so I have here with me reusable straw. So that's why I said earlier that before the 3 R's, the first R is refuse. So for example, on normal times, when we grab a drink, say, I want milk tea. Milk tea is actually a hype in the Philippines. I don't know if it is the same in Indonesia. But when we buy milk tea, there is this straw. And then we just throw it away after consumption. But actually, you can drink from it. You can drink that milk tea even without the straw. So if you tell me, should I ask you to buy metal straw, or silicone straw, bamboo straw, or like this one, Pyrex straw. This is glass straw. If you ask me what is the best straw, so I'll tell you the best straw is strawless, meaning no straw. Because actually you can drink from your own cup. So if you are telling me, okay, if you are asking me, there are what we call zero waste kits. But zero waste kit is something that uh, you should maximize based on your needs. Meaning to say, first and foremost, we should have that thinking that wants and needs are different. So like this straw, like particular straw, if we don't need the straw, we just want that straw. So actually, you can refuse it, because essentially that after consumption, this will go to waste, right? So I have with me a zero waste kit. I should have put it here with me, but sadly I didn't put one. But on because I travel a lot, I frequently travel a lot. So what's in my kit are number one. So I bring with me my own water, my own tumbler. So you don't need to buy uh, plastic um, bottled waters. So you just have to refill. So refill revolution. What else? I have with me my toiletries. So anyone had heard about bamboo toothbrush? So even our plastic toothbrush, say we are to replace it every quarter, so every 3 months. So how many plastic toothbrush have we consumed in our entire life? So those bamboo toothbrush is something that that's why I mentioned it, because it is the zero waste kit that I recently purchased, because that bamboo toothbrush, once you're done with it, once you have uh, uh, utilized it for a long time, you can actually bury it on the soil because it is compostable. It can be unlike the plastic ones, which will be on our environment for the next 100 years. What else? I have with me, when I do travel, I have with me not plastic sachets or shampoo. I have shampoo bars and conditioner bars. It will be more it will be more fruitful if I can share with you the later. I'll find it on my slides. Okay. So there are shampoo bars and conditioner bars. So they are like soap. So once you consume everything, you don't need, it will go with the water. So you don't need to have that plastic container. So there are lots of zero waste kit, but I oblige everyone not to buy because you want it. So you have to buy it because you need it. And you have to have this particular kit because first and foremost, you care for our environment. Okay, I'll share my screen. I'll try to have that presentation. Okay, for us as single minute. I hope to share to everyone. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. So this presentation is grabbed from the title of my presentation is Sustainable Lifestyle. I'll try to, but it kind of, okay. Would you like me to share some slides again? Or shall we just proceed with Q&A? Okay. Okay, I saw yes. Okay. Okay. So this one. So here is about sustainable lifestyle. So this is, of course, because my former audience was Filipino, but on average, according to statistics, an average Filipino produces 0.7 kilograms of plastic trash per day. So if one Filipino have that significant amount, say for example, me in my household, we are 5 members, and for the last month, and then multiply that number to 30, because 30 days. So how many trash have we produced? Okay, and when we go to the market, there are lots of plastic items from the junk food, from the bread, we have the plastic bags, we have the plastic bottles, well, plastic containers, plastic spoons, plastic fork, everything. So plastic production increased 20-fold over the last 50 years, and 50% of the plastic we use is single-use or disposable. That's why I mentioned earlier, we have this throwaway culture. Once we consume particular food or drink, we just throw it away without us knowing it lasts for hundreds of years. So, for example, one plastic grocery bag takes about 10 to 100 years before it decomposes. Drinking straw takes about 100 to 500 years before it decomposes. And lastly, example, one plastic bottle can last 450 to 1,000 years, meaning to say your first plastic bottle can actually outlive you. Humans can last only 100 years, but that PET bottle can be here in our environment for over 1,000 of years. So plastic pollution is everywhere. It pollutes our environment, our marine life. Sorry about this many slides. Okay. Okay, I'll just brush it through. So basically, our convenience became a crisis. And what we do is this is what we push forward to adopt sustainable lifestyle. So zero waste is a philosophy that encourages redesign of resource life cycle. The goal is for no trash to be sent to landfills, incinerator, or ocean. So we can see here on the diagram, current system is a linear economy. We produce, we consume, ending, it is being a trash. On recycling economy, some say that they can recycle plastic bottle and other plastic materials. There are lesser trash. But on circular economy, which is alongside the concept of zero waste, the notion is for us no more waste being put on the trash, on the landfills, on incineration, especially in our ocean. And that is why we call zero waste. So there are 2, 4, 5. There are 5 R's of zero waste. So I'll just brush it through. Refuse, reduce, reuse. Okay, and this one, reusable item. So we say earlier, sorry about the slides because it's actually from a different presentation. But these are the the straws I mentioned earlier, there are variants, metal, bamboo, silicone, glass. But as I said earlier, the best straw is strawless. Okay. So more reusable items. You can bring your own cup. You can bring your own containers for the food. And this some more eco-friendly swap. So plastic pollution, TP. The antidote is SS, simple swap. So this one is the conditioner bar I mentioned. There are also cloth diapers. There are bamboo toothbrushes existing. There are tooth powder on a glass. This is an alternative for toothpaste. This is a cotton pad. I have it also with me. Cotton pads are substitute for the cottons, which we just throw it away also. And also the cloth napkin or what you call it's an alternative for the current being used widely, which is a disposable napkin. So there are lots of eco-friendly swap for that. So hope that okay. I'm not good with the presentation. So hopefully everyone had the idea as well. Actually, on the Green Sites form, as I mentioned, yeah. So I put again the link on the comment section. So if you have other questions and if you need particular presentation slides or photo whatsoever that you want, because I think the time is limited, so I can message you. Just put on the form your questions. So I put there the link as well. Okay. Okay.